Very Thursday-esque, if you will. And yeah, I was backstage. I have a lady here to say. I'll be honest, I'm very excited about our next guest. I got a little, you know, starstruck back there chatting with her. So yeah, sue me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm really into the whole thing.
I think it's a Thursday guest thing. Like, the people we're used to like coming on, you kind of, how did it go?
Yeah.
They wait for their outro song. Not Thursday people.
This crowd.
Chat was like, mic drop and he's out.
He's out.
You know, instruments.
This is what Thursday gives us, is a freedom, a sort of a looseness in it.
Everybody's here to see it live.
And by the way, I feel like we should continue that, Robbie. I think we should, I don't know, make a big sandwich out of this next guest. Let's make it like a bit, move the water, get that over. Boys, can you handle this? Okay, we got this.
You pretend to be sick for like 5 or 6 years, and eventually you get all these gorgeous guys to like escort you out and get told them.
I was gonna say, like, actually didn't ask for help. We volunteered. Please allow me.
My only concern for you is your eyesight, that you think gorgeous men helped you out on the stage. My only concern. Las Vegas, Nevada, you're welcome. Rachel.
How are you? Good morning. I can't believe there's so many people here. I love you guys so much.
We love you.
Can I just take a moment and just have you acknowledge that you are the most amazing family ever, period. And just like I want to love this, I think we should literally right now, like this is what the world needs, is just for this family to take over and hug everyone until it's all okay.
A lot of hugs.
I love you guys.
Love you. We love you.
You're really the most amazing, embracing, awesome, lovely, incredible. I'm running out of words. Yay! Okay, I said it a lot. I'll keep saying it. And I hug readily. Like I'm a hugging bandit. So if you see me in the halls, I will probably just run up to you and hug you. Yay. Are we starting questions? Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
First of all, I'm really excited to see you here. And my question is, I do role play on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, what is something that is important to the portrayal of your character?
What is something that's important to the portrayal of Meg?
Yes.
That she's just the most awesome person in the world. No, honestly, demon, not really person. No, I think the most important thing for me was the fact that I'm a big old geek and I've spent years and years studying history. So the first thing that occurred to me about the character was that she's got this incredible perspective because she's seen all these thousands of years of existence, and she's learned to kind of be able to step back and see the humor in all of it. And she never is caught up in any one moment to the point where she thinks it's everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
What do you know? I want to know what you think, though. What do you think is the most important thing about Meg?
I don't know. I've never actually tried to roleplay her character yet.
Okay.
I've done Gabriel and Sam and Dean, but I haven't tried Meg, so.
Awesome. Those are great characters to roleplay, though.
It is, they're fun.
Yeah. By the way, have you seen my chair? Because I put a unicorn on my scooter. So if you see me like flying around as a unicorn, go. But it's literally, you're just a kind of shadow of a person right now. Just so you know. It's not that I wouldn't recognize you, it's that I wouldn't recognize my own sister right now. So, yeah.
So, I know.
Oh, I'm now starting, I'm guessing from the shape. So we were actually outside together during the fire drill, correct?
Yes, we were.
Awesome. Yeah, I know who you are. That's, like, just so you know, that's good recognition, because I'm going by voice and body shape.
Meg's been an escape artist in the past, and obviously she got killed and went back to hell. Would she be able to, do you think, escape again? And would you want to come back if she escaped again? Or Castiel had been to hell a few times. Would he just, like, if he ran into her, say, pull her out by chance?
I want to do anything the supernatural writers told me to do, because I trust them implicitly. They're brilliant. And I think the way that they went was perfect, and I couldn't imagine better, but I'm guessing they could imagine better. So I trust them, whatever they thought. You know, I'd go with that. By the way, this woman is really smart. We had a great conversation outside, what she was referring to. There was a fire drill, and we got stuck outside together. So we had a good geeky conversation.
Thank you.
Which is what I do best. Take care.
Hello. Hello. Hi. It's actually a two-part question. First of all, I was wondering, would you ever anticipate Meg to come back? We were all devastated when she went away. Would you ever expect her to come back to the show at some point? And if so, what would you expect her relationship with Castiel to evolve into?
Okay, well, firstly, it's an interesting question. Because firstly, I don't really expect. I think a couple things. One is just a general life theory. I've learned to just kind of go with it. Whatever today brings, I go with it. So I haven't really thought about like expecting what they might do. But on the other hand, I totally, like, there's some part of my heart that firmly believes that someday Cass and Meg will live happily ever after. I don't know. Not that I'm, a girl or anything, but that's my dream, right? No, so I do have that in my head. Whether they write it or not, I think I'll always have that in my head and in my heart. So, does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh my god, I'm about to cry. I love you so much. So, my question is, if you had an episode all about Meg, what would you want it to be about?
First of all, can I say, I'll find you later, hopefully, and I'll give you a hug. Cause,
Really?
Yeah, you're so lovely. I can't, like, I'm not good at the jumping down off stage thing, but, and I don't know what the protocol is. Like, am I breaking the rules? Okay, come. You're lovely. And what was the second question? Oh, all about Meg. It's funny because I don't know about you guys, but I love this show so much and all the characters so much and all the actors so much that I actually wouldn't want a show that was all Meg. Like, I want everyone to be a part of it. But That being said, I think it would be, can Cass be in the episode? Because I've always thought it would be super fun for Cass and Meg to just like hit the road and try to be a normal couple and like take a tour of the United States, like random, stay in motel, like just be, and like really give it a go, like we're just gonna be normal human beings.
Order some pizza.
Because
some
they
furniture
would
around.
be so bad at it and it would be so funny. So that would be my
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I was paid to see that show. So I met you about 3 years ago in Vegascon, and I told you that day that you have a smile that just lights up the room, and it's still true. And my question is, if you could design your very own hellhound to follow you around and do your bidding, how would you describe this hellhound?
If I'm really honest, and it's for me and not Meg, it would probably be like ridiculously sweet and like drool on everyone.
So you want to do that?
Yeah, it would not be a particularly scary hellhound, I'm afraid. If I'm honest, like about what's in my soul, like I'd just probably be like a mush of a hellhound.
The same hellhound.
Yeah, it would have to like go rescue people. I think it'd be like badass in that way. Like it'd be the type of hellhound that does all the cool things dogs can do, like stop seizures and like all those like awesome seeing eye dog / carry me on stage / I don't know.
That's why you have Richard and Rob.
Exactly. Thank you so much. It's really good to see you again. I'm starting to adjust the leggings, so I'm starting to see you guys a little. It's nice. Yes.
Hi. I was wondering what it was like for you in filming the scene that Castiel learned it from the pizza man.
It's kind of funny. I don't know why, but like people always want to know what that scene was like. And you can guess it was a really hard scene to shoot.
Oh yeah.
I was dreading it. And it was worse than I could have. What would you imagine? It was awesome. Look, I love working with Misha. And, all jokes aside, I also love, he's very, very smart and just a really kind, awesome guy. So we always had fun, like great conversations and stuff when we were shooting. He's not a bad kisser. And, I love getting to shoot that scene, but also because there is that part of me that like, I don't fully like differentiate, like there is that part of me that just imagines the characters, and I love those characters so much, and I love them being together so much, that getting to be a part of that was just amazing. Like I really wanted them together, and I just thought it was such a great moment. So, yeah.
Thank you.
It was great. But, did you really expect any other answer?
Well, I've heard some interesting stories regarding other characters kissing other characters. So I wanted to see if there's a different, interesting story behind that scene in particular.
Interesting.
Because that was one of my favorite scenes in the entire.
It was actually, it was awesome, and I always really loved working with everyone, but I loved getting to work with Misha, and he honestly, everything was easy about that day of shooting. It was great. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you can now you can live out the fantasy because it's true. But you know what's interesting? I don't know if anyone remembers, but my first scene ever, I kissed Jensen, and no one ever asks about that. I just kiss. I'm just pointing out that that's a little ironic. It's a little strange. But I'll go with it, because,
So wait, now are you just waiting to get Jared?
I make my rounds.
We'll be waiting.
Hi, Rachel.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well.
It's good to see you.
My question is, what was your favorite scene to shoot as Meg and why?
It's hard because I really loved playing Meg. So, like, you can imagine, like, just think of all the great Meg lines in every episode. And just getting to say those things.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing. So, there wasn't a moment that wasn't my favorite in an odd way. But I think, like, the two favorites, and again, it's just because of that romantic part of me that, like, there's music. Sorry, I think it was a phone. I loved the pizza man moment, and I love the unicorn moment.
Oh, yeah.
So those are probably, yeah, those are probably my two favorites. And I love that actually, Jared and I got that scene near the end. I thought it was a really nice, well-written, awesome moment, like scene and moment. You know, just talking as human as Meg is able to be. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you.
Hi Rachel, how are
Hello,
you?
good, how are you doing?
I am amazing. You are incredible. I'm so blessed to be able to see you because I've always wanted to see you at a convention. This is my 6th one and it's the most exciting one I've been to just to see you. So I'm very happy. My question is about Cassifer. Are you caught up?
Okay, first of all though, I just want to say like how blessed I feel to be here with you guys and like, and how much it means to me and how much you fill me with like happiness, enjoyment, whatever. It just, please know that I really genuinely mean that. Okay, so I've been asked before like what would she be upset about the Cassifer thing or would she, right, I know, but can I be honest, like it's Meg, I think she just think it was all kinds of awesome.
I thought that was
okay, both guys I've been obsessed with together, inhabiting the same body. Like, yeah, I don't know what the problem there would be. Like, that's a, you know, I don't know, I don't want to get too dirty. Just saying.
Thank you so much.
Hi. I wanted to ask, how was your kiss with Jensen?
Nice! And you, honestly, you're the first person to ask that, which is amazing. So, you know, you should get some kind of badge. No, it was great. Honestly, all the guys on that show are true gentlemen. And it's something that I don't know, I'd like to share because I don't know if you guys, I think you have that impression and most of you have met them, but they really are genuinely like the least skeezy guys I've ever worked with ever. Like they're just good people, like good human beings, and they make you feel safe and good, and it's an amazing thing. Because those kind of moments, like as an actress, just so you know, they're not always like super fun and sexy. They often feel really kind of wrong and creepy and you want to go home and shower. Like that's, it's not always nice. But these are really good human beings and they just make you feel like a fellow human being and not like, you know, a piece of meat that even if you're meat. Yeah. And they're good kissers. So. And they're good looking. It's all around the good, you know, package. Yeah.
Hi.
How are you? Good.
You are like mine and my husband's like favorite like female demon besides Genevieve's Ruby. Like, and my husband, you were his quote hall pass, if you know what I'm talking about.
I'm honored.
Sadly, he's not here because he passed away this past June from injuries, succumbed from his injuries in Iraq. And so I want to let you know.
Can I take like a moment with that? Because that's really amazing of you to share. And can we all like just like give him some applause? Because that's a really good thing. And well done for you for being so strong. I know it's hard, and I don't want to. It doesn't even have to be like we all need to cry and let these things happen. Believe me, like with me, sometimes I rage. I tend to be really brief about it. But like I have moments where I just sob and rage and like I'm just like, this is so unfair and I hate this, and then I move on. Because that's what we have to do. Like you have to find the good in life because there's so much good and you're so strong. Yeah, that's exactly right. But I just want you to know how strong I know you are.
Thank you. But my question is, since you got to kiss Jensen and Misha, which one is the best kisser?
Now we get to the important stuff. Honestly, I could not say. Like that's like the most ridiculous decision ever. I enjoyed the Misha kiss more because, but it's purely psychological. One, I'd been on the show for a while that time, so I wasn't so freaking nervous. But so there's that. But then there's also, I love the idea of Cass and Meg together so much. You know, at the end of the day, there's that split second. There's that moment where you're technically, you know, locking lips. But so much is about what you're thinking before and after, and I just loved the fantasy of those characters being together.
I know my husband was fantasizing. Oh my goodness. Yes,
well, thank you for sharing your husband with me. Because he sounds awesome.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Hello. So I really loved Meg. She was really badass.
I agree.
But is there anything that you would change about the way that she left the show?
That's a really good question, and no. Okay, so there's an odd thing, which is at one of the creation conventions, I think maybe even a year before that episode, someone asked me in one of these Q&As how I would want Meg to go if she went, and I said, kind of, jokingly, because it was just in my head, it was just my fantasy of like basically describe exactly the way she went. That somehow she'd be good and she'd go out, sacrificing herself for them. And so to me, there's like no better way. And Robbie Thompson wrote the heck out of that episode. It was amazing. It was so, like, to me, I was in tears reading that episode and just knowing. So yeah, other than, okay, I do have one complaint. Why has no one told Cass? Like, that was my only thing. It's like, he should have known that I sacrificed myself for him. Maybe they did, but I'm just saying, they haven't seen it, have we? Yeah. So, that's my only complaint. What about you? Do you have anything?
No, I think that being killed by Crown is pretty good.
Yeah, and plus, Mark has apologized really well for that. And I've forgiven him. So, yeah. And if you're going to go, Crowley's awesome. Yes.
Hi. I just wanted to say that I cried for days after Meg's death, and I was not chilling. I wanted to know what was your favorite scene of the show, or favorite episode, or I don't know.
That I was in?
Either you're in or just in general.
Because okay, now I'm blanking on you're gonna have to help me, because I'm one of those people, I study a lot, so I don't always retain like names and that kind of information. Does that make any sense? I've got like concepts, ideas, and all these things, so There was an episode, it was about God, it was the end of last year, it was Robbie Thompson's last episode. Thank you! Don't call me Shirley. So that was, and thank you. Because I honestly, like, I had that name in my head for a while, but I lost it. That was my favorite episode ever. I love that episode. I thought it was so brilliant and touched on so many important points. And yeah, so, and it had so many people I think are amazing. So yeah. What about you? What's your favorite? I understand.
Probably when Cash came in. So, the Lazarus Rising, whatever. Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely. And by the way, there are so many amazing episodes, so don't get me wrong. Does everyone else agree that that episode was awesome?
Yes!
Thank you.
Hi. So first, my friend absolutely hates me because I'm here able to talk to you. You were her absolute favorite.
Tell your friend to forgive you.
She was always like,
I demand it from her.
She was always like, how is Meg not in constant pain because of how salty she is and stuff like that. But my question is, has there ever been a scene, like aside from the one where you died, that you just didn't want to film, just didn't like?
No. Honestly, I loved every moment of getting to be Meg. Now, don't get me wrong. Shooting on that show is not always easy. And I happen to be a part of some like intense episodes, and I don't know how those guys do it, except out of love for you, because they work intense hours, often in really uncomfortable conditions and so forth. And being on that set makes it easier, but yeah, there are times where you're cold and tired and so forth. So yeah, maybe there's the occasional moment where I didn't feel like getting up and going out there, but honestly, nothing to do with any one scene or anything like that. I loved just getting to be that character, and I love getting to work with those people. And by the way, in case you guys don't know, like everyone on the set, all the crew, they're incredible. They're awesome, and it really is a family.
I'm so happy you were. Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
So I'm a really big Sons of Anarchy fan as well.
Nice.
Yeah, and I like freaked out when you popped up. But I was wondering what it was like working with those guys, and also how you felt when you found out how your character went out, because that was pretty intense.
Spoiler. Great. Well, okay. First of all, it was another really nice set.
Yeah.
And I don't just say that about every set. It just happens that those two sets are really nice sets. Supernatural has a special place in my heart. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, the guys in Sons of Anarchy are amazing. They're really, really nice. And I think. In terms of me dying, I wasn't really on the show enough to get too invested. And that episode, so much of that character, and especially that episode, was not about me at all. It was really about Tig. And he's so awesome and such an awesome actor, and actually a really sweet guy. Like a father, and very humble and very nice and very giving. So I love getting to be there for him. And getting to be something he could bounce off of for that incredible performance. Does all that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, I don't think I have anything to add to it, but other than the fact that it was not fun shooting that scene. That was like 2 days of me lying in a cold ditch in hours worth of like burn makeup. It was just not fun. So yeah, that was one of the more humbling moments of my career. But I was glad to do it for those guys, because they're good guys.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
Alright, so I saw you in the hall earlier. You gave me a hug. And like you said, you were a very good hugger. Alright, so my question is, if you yourself could be a supernatural creature, what one would you be?
What's a nice supernatural creature? No, what do you mean, like by creature?
Like a djinn or a shapeshifter or like something they would hunt.
I have no idea. They actually did an episode where the muses came back and they kind of evil though. But I had, for a long time, I've been thinking like I've actually been writing something, kind of fantasy story, dealing with a muse but like long term, like what we would call a muse. But I thought that would be really interesting and what powers they might have, because there was so much writing about them for one period of time during history. So I know that's a random question, but that's the kind of geeky response you might get from me when you give me something that open-ended.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Thank you.
Yeah. But honestly, I loved being a demon. So, yeah.
Hello again.
Hello. How are you?
So your character on Californication had this big, giant suicide girl tattoo.
I had a lot of tattoos on
So
that
do you have
show. I have 2 tattoos in real life. On the show, I think I had like 1, 2, 3, 4. I had like 7 or something like that. Yeah. In a lot of places. Yeah. Do you want to know what tattoos I have? Or? Okay, so I got a fairy on my lower back that I got when I was 16. It's kind of like almost Egyptian style looking fairy, very small and just black and white, you know, simple design. Yeah, I got my mom's permission because I was 16, and then she rescinded her permission, but I was halfway through getting the tattoo, so I couldn't really follow her request. And she was pretty upset, so when I got home, she said, "My daughter has a fairy dancing out of her ass crack." So yeah, so that's the fun story. My mom's amazing, by the way. I don't want to make her sound, but it was a great, funny mom. I have a phoenix on my ankle, which is covering up because I did the really smart move of getting my ex's name tattooed on me. We all know you're not supposed to, but you know, you're in that moment and you think it's right. So yeah, so I covered it up with Phoenix. So I thought that was kind of fitting. So yeah, I don't know if that answers. Hello.
Hi. I just wanted to ask you, yeah, with Californication, what was it like working on that set compared to working on Supernatural?
Okay, I will tell you in a second, but where in Australia are you from?
Melbourne.
Okay, because I love Melbourne. I've done a lot of Australia trips recently, so different convention
It out really well, does it?
It does indeed, it's beautiful. So anyway, beautiful country you're from. Yeah, so I just, personally, it's not to, they were both really fun. They were both really fun, sassy, smart, strong characters to play. But I had, for me, I guess a more fulfilling, heartwarming experience with Supernatural. It's just a kind of magical set to work on. I love the people. I felt really safe and comfortable. To be honest, when I first started shooting Californication, having not seen the show, I kind of didn't know reading those scripts and stuff. I was like, is this Skinamax? Am I like, is it going to be funny? Is it good? Is it like, I was really nervous. So each day I showed up on the set, I was actually feeling really nervous and I had to let that all go and just play the character. So yeah, it turned out great. It's a very funny show, but it doesn't hold the same place in my heart that Supernatural does. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I go to all the hub production stuff, and Meg Mason wanted to say hi.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
Yeah.
Yay! That's awesome. She's my buddy. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Hi.
Hello.
So I'm going to throw it back to Guiding Light 20 years ago.
Nice.
Did you watch?
You get a prize.
Did you watch the show after you left? And if you didn't, because I'm afraid that you're going to say you didn't, did your parents ever push you to take a role or take you out because you started acting so young?
Okay, so I just trying to think of all the answers to all those questions. So, okay, first of all, my parents did not push me. I pushed them. I really wanted to start acting from when I was 2, and I was a very verbal, very demanding little child. I don't know why, I just had a very vivid imagination, and I wanted to be an actress, and I knew that was what I wanted to do, because I wanted to be like Alice in Wonderland, and Leia in Star Wars, and the Empress in Neverending Story. Like, there were so many things, and the only thing that computed for me was if you're an actress, you get to do these things. I also wanted to be Helen Keller, which doesn't even make any sense. So in any event, so no, my parents did not push me. I really wanted to do it. My dad did direct a soap opera. He directed One Life to Live. So he was a director on that show for a long time. So it wasn't completely unknown to me. And they knew the world. But if anything, that made them more tentative about letting me do it. Because they were kind of like, it's not an easy world to be a part of. And so they kind of tried to discourage me, but then were very supportive when I insisted. They let me go to an acting teacher, and through the acting teacher, I started working. I got an agent and started auditioning and stuff. So anyway, that's how Guiding Light came about. I did not watch the show particularly before or after I was on it. My mom was an amazing, supportive, awesome mom and recorded all the episodes I was in. But I was like in full-time in school, I was doing a play, I was doing that show, so I was getting like 2 hours sleep a night and trying to get straight A's and like whatever. Like I just was not able to watch TV much. And after as well, I was pretty full. Threw myself fully into life and all the life stuff I was doing. So, yeah. So I was not turning on the TV at all. But yeah, what else? Was there another part I missed?
No, that was it.
But yeah, it was a wonderful place to grow up on. And yeah, thank you for acknowledging that part of my life.
Yep.
Hello, Rachel. Hello.
First things first, you're fucking amazing. I also have a giant phoenix going up my arm, so that
awesome.
Happy.
Yay!
Many of our actors on the show have played different people inside their same meat suits. So they have to take on the nuances of the character but be in their same vessel. When you first adapted to Meg, was it intimidating to think that you had to take on different nuances, or did you want to just make her yours?
I was kind of lucky because actually when I first auditioned for the show, I had not seen the show before. So I wasn't going into it with the expectation of trying to live up to like Nikki's performance, or Jared's, or anyone, any other mates. But Meg just kind of made sense to me. Oddly, like I read this scene and I was like, oh yeah, so she's a demon, she's in a meat suit, and like she made sense. So probably the reason they cast me was that I don't think my take was that dissimilar from Nikki's. And Nikki and I have since become friends doing conventions and stuff, and I love her work. But, and we're similar enough, I think, I guess, as people. We kind of have the same take on Meg. So there was some consistency, which is probably why they cast me, but I didn't know ahead of time. Which is good, because I just probably would have been too self-aware and stuff. So. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, I know you guys have the same kind of snark, so it worked out really well. Thanks.
Hi, Rachel.
Hello.
I just want to let you know that I love your version of Meg, and the primary reason that I drove up here from San Diego was to meet you. So to be able to meet you in person and later on get your autograph and stuff, I'm just thrilled to death. I believe that I'm getting to meet one of my favorite characters of the show.
Wait, before you go on, I just want to say thank you so much. I hope you know how much that means to me. That's not, it doesn't, that just means a lot, and thank you for driving all this way, for saying that. Yeah.
Well, it's the truth, and it means a lot to me that you're here. I've been to a lot of different conventions. I've seen the cast at Comic-Con and all over, and so to come again, like another time, because it's a lot of time, money, what have you, was really just for you. You're one of the only cast besides Stephen Williams, Rufus, that I haven't met yet, and I would drive anywhere to go see him. So I hope he'll be somewhere. But I've met everybody else, and
it's a great group, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Like it's kind of crazy though how many really nice people there are that have been a part of the show. Because I didn't get to meet everyone like you guys until going to conventions, and I'm meeting all these people that I never worked with, and they're just like super, super nice, one after the other.
Yeah.
I was actually laughing because I was at Asylum a while back, and we're all in the green room, and there's so many like people there's just like an abnormally large percentage of people who really care on the show, and we're all walking around, and I started, like I had to giggle to myself because we're all walking around going, are you okay? No, are you okay? No, are you? No, are you okay? Do you need anything? Do you need water? Do you need, no, it was like a coming routine. Because like no one knew, like there can't be that many caretakers in one room.
Well, the show has meant a lot to me, as it has to so many people. My daughter and I watched it together from the very beginning, very first episode, because we followed Jared from Gilmore Girls over to Supernatural.
Wow.
And so we just watched it, every episode. And but with Meg in particular, the thing that sealed the deal for me with your version of Meg is when you called Nisha Clarence. That was, of course, my daughter being young, a teenager at the time, she didn't get the reference. But as an old lady like me, I got it, I loved it. And Meg consistently had the best lines between Meg and Gabriel Trickster, all the references. So I'm wondering how much, if any, lines were you able to ad-lib? Was it all the writers?
It was all the writers. I can't take any credit, but I would accept to say that I was extremely lucky, because I completely agree. And as someone who's as much of a geek as I am, to get the number of layers that every single line she said worked on, it was just incredible. So I just had to say the words. The only thing I could possibly take any credit for is maybe because I loved it so much, maybe they kept them coming. But I don't think I can really take them. The writers are just that good.
Well, thanks for being here. I'm glad to meet you.
Thank you so much.
So it's Thursday, so I'm gonna throw it back a bit.
Okay, perfect.
I'm a huge fan of Yellow Card, and I know you're in their music video only.
That is a throwback.
So I was just wondering about your experience on that music video and meeting the band and stuff.
It was a lot of fun to shoot. I think the smoke machine got kind of old fast. But other than that, it was really fun. They were really nice guys. It was a great experience. It was fun to get to do that, like, kind of peace, love, and anti-war, because I'm a heavy heart. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I think the video came out really well. So, yeah. Thank you for noticing that one.
Hi. My question is, what Hogwarts house would you be in, and what Hogwarts house would Meg be in?
Come on, Meg would be Slytherin. We know this. There's probably not a doubt. And even if she's kind of good, there were some kind of good people in Slytherin. So yeah, I don't know. I'd like to be in Gryffindor. I'd like to think that it's possible. Hufflepuff is possible, but honestly, I think I'm more likely Ravenclaw because I'm such a Because honestly, like what I do with my days is I read and I study. Like I'm such a bookworm, and I think that kind of overly analytical, brainy part of me might land me in Ravenclaw. But I'd like to think I was in Gryffindor because I'm still like true of heart. That's my 2 cents, but I might have to campaign with the Sword in Hand.
I'm in Slytherin.
Nice.
I'm the only Slytherin in my entire family.
Okay, well I think you have Meg with you.
So that's good.
Awesome. Oh,
Hi, Ash.
okay.
That's
I think I
fine.
got one.
But I would like to just compliment you on how you played your character. You just did it so well. You knocked it out of the park. My question is, do you have any tips for upcoming actors?
Okay, this is going to sound like a strange one, but find plenty of other things that fill your heart that you can give to yourself. So, and make you feel fulfilled creatively. Because I think the worst thing is when you start to try to please and compromise with kind of where you're at as an artist, as opposed to knowing, like, when you're auditioning and stuff, you're just seeing if you fit and if you guys are going to create good art together, and if you have the same kind of vision. So it's not about being judged. And if you have other things like writing or painting or whatever, you make music, find things that fill you up and give you joy that you can just do. And no one has to tell you if you can do them or when you can do them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
Hello. Hello. In your last episode, Meg was hitting the bottle pretty hard. I know a lot of times they'll use like iced tea or water. However, did you use that all the time, or did you sometimes get a little extra salty?
I know I seem drunk all the time. Honestly, I hadn't had alcohol in a very, very long, many years, and even when I did, it was very rarely. So it wouldn't have gone over well. I think I would have been a very, the lines would not have come out of my mouth. So that was all pretend. But good question. Although it was just random aside, which is because throughout the shooting, the MS had started kicking in. I think there was probably some rumors around the set because I wasn't saying anything. I very stupidly did not say anything for many years to anyone. So there was probably some rumors that I was, hitting the bottle. Because they're like, she's walking a little funny. So I don't know. But that's I guess. Hello, and you have a dog.
Yes.
What's your dog's name?
I did not name him.
Oh, okay.
Louis Vuitton. The people I adopted him from named him.
Gotcha.
And they were very wealthy and were never home.
But
So.
just go with Louis.
Yeah, I do. I call him Louis.
Or Louis V.
Yeah, or Lulu, but then people
Right.
think he's a girl. Okay, so I have to praise you just because my aunt and godmother has MS, and she's raised my cousin on her own. And I want to know what your inspiration is to keep going acting with MS. Because I mean, it's amazing. Like
to keep going or to keep going acting?
As an actress, like what pushes you? I mean, is it love? The love of acting?
I kind of love, and it's going to sound really cheesy, but kind of love pushes me all the time, period. Because
like pushing yourself and like making yourself just.
Yeah, no, I mean, you just, like, more, I think, more so than ever in life, you need to keep kind of, like, digging down and finding that inspiration, whatever it is. And it's you guys, it's love, it's wanting the world to be better, it's whatever, but you have to, like, keep really tethering yourself to that inspiration.
Right.
And then you stop noticing all the, whatever other stuff is in the way. In terms of keeping going acting, I haven't actually acted for many years, but that was more a decision because what I loved about acting was getting to fully be someone else and not be thinking of myself at all. And I found that as I was getting sick and there was so much pain and there's physical and you're wondering if you're gonna fall and whatever, it's hard to just be thinking as someone else and be that. But that's not to say don't ever give up on your dreams because something has come up. Because if that had been my dream to keep going, believe me, I could have found a way. And there's always a way. You can find a way. I no longer have the things that I loved about it. So I'd much rather, find other things that fill me up. So, but thank you for that question.
Let's take one more question. Let's take the last question. Why not? And here we are.
Yes.
You were one of my favorite characters. So
Thank
so cool
you.
to see you. I'm just so curious. If Meg was still around, what do you think the relationship with Claire would be like?
With Claire? I don't know. What do you think? Because that one, I'm like, I thought you were going for Cass. I heard the C, and I'm like, with Cass, they'd be, or what? What do you think?
I think they would give each other like the up-down look and just like, sup.
Nice. I like it. I love when, can I just acknowledge too, like there's been more and more badass, awesome female characters on this show. I think they should all team up and just be like the kick-ass, awesome ladies team. And they can take on anyone and anything that's going on in this world. So,
I couldn't agree more. And not just his characters, I think the actresses themselves kick ass.